the proscribed terror organization, the Tehrik-i-Taliban TTP, the Imran Khan-led PTI government struck a deal with this group, a precarious truce earlier this month. The TTP, according to reports now, has called for implementing Sharia law across the country's northwestern province of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. This demand is presumably a key part of that agreement, the details of which so far remain under wraps. The Pakistani government is yet to reveal the specifics pertaining to the peace agreement that was signed. It was reached in the first week of November, but going by reports, the government will elaborate further on the fraught deal in a press conference, most likely to be held by next week. The agreement itself seeks to end nearly 2 decades of militancy in the country, marked by deadly terror attacks against Pakistani citizens as well as armed personnel. Now, reports say that the Tehrik-i-Taliban has staunchly called for Sharia across Pakistan's Pashtun-dominated Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, which straddles the border with Afghanistan. The TTP, in fact, has asserted that all areas from the districts of Waziristan to Swat must implement Sharia law. For the benefit of our viewers, Sharia is a religious law which is a part of Islamic tradition and is based on the interpretation of Islam's holy scriptures, the Quran and Hadith, enforced by fundamentalists. According to sources, the TTP has warned the PTI government that it would resume hostilities and take over the whole of Pakistan if its demands were not met. The demands also include the release of over 100 TTP fighters currently being held in Pakistani jails. But the PTI government has maintained that hardcore terrorists of the TTP will be dealt with an iron hand. A lot still remains up in the air around the official agreement itself. The TTP's bold assertion on its long-standing demand of the Sharia rule, however, has the potential to change the very national fabric of Pakistan. Should the government accept, either in part or whole, the TTP's Sharia demand, it would essentially Talibanize what is otherwise ostensibly a democratic Islamic republic. But should the Pakistani government give in and implement fundamentalist Islamic law in parts of its tribal northwest, it would do so on a slippery slope, one that could, in the future, push Pakistan further into giving in to the demands of hardline Islamist terrorists. Sources say it is the larger Afghan Taliban which is holding the promise of peace as leverage against the Pakistani government to implement the Sharia, which also happens to be a common objective of the Tehrik-i-Taliban. On the other hand, the Pakistani government also has an ace up its sleeve. Its logistical, strategic and diplomatic support to the Afghan Taliban over the years has finally, for a large part, fulfilled the insurgency's ambitions to get to rule Afghanistan. The Pakistani government could withdraw this crucial lifeline to the Taliban, leaving it isolated on the world stage. WION now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.